Good morning, I'm Dan Shaughnessy of the Boston Globe with the Globe's Nick Cafardo. We are here for the Globe's 10.0 in sunny Fort Myers Red Sox spring training. Question for today is Kevin Youkilis. Can he stay in the field for 150 games or more? Can he be an everyday player moving forward in his career? He's getting a little bit older now. I think the stat is in the last 3 years he played in 358 games. The much mocked, much maligned J.D. Drew played in 357. So what's the story with Yuke's health moving forward?
Well, I think this was a big off season for him. I think given his body type, he probably needed to probably work out more than he ever has in his life and get into the best shape of his life. You know, he's on the other side of 30 years old now. He's gone through his injury-filled seasons, and I think he worked on that this year. So, I'm expecting him to be healthy. I mean, obviously he still has some issues there with the back. You know, the back thing could always come back up again. He had a little hip injury that, obviously the sports hernia was repaired. So, but it definitely affected his mobility in the field, and really his his issues physically are no different than like David Wright with the Mets, who's facing the same kind of future and questions about his health. So, but the fact that he is the third baseman of this team, there aren't many third basemen in baseball of that caliber. He is just such an important part of that lineup because of the fact that he grinds down pitchers and takes a lot of pitches and obviously has great stats when he does play. So I'm expecting that he's going to be a lot healthier than he's been.
Yeah, it's one of the underplayed things of last year's collapse in September. You didn't have Kevin Youkilis the whole time. A big hole in your lineup, not having the four hitter. And again, he's been such a useful player here, going from third base to first base, back across to third. Kind of the Swiss Army knife of the Red Sox. But he is over 30. He is at the on the back nine of his career, I guess you could say, and this becomes a question moving forward how much they're going to get out of him. He looks pretty good, at this stage of spring training, and they need him in the lineup. Any other thoughts on Kevin Youkilis before we sign off for the day, Nick?
Well, I mean, how many times do we say about a player that he's in the best shape of his life? He looks great
every year down here, every
single year.
Bob Stanley was always every year the greatest.
It usually doesn't work out that way in the end. But I just think that he was really committed to getting in the best shape, and you can tell he's in great shape, and maybe that will carry him through a little longer through the year.
Very good. You've heard it all now. Dan Shaughnessy signing off from the Globe's production site of 10.0 here in Fort Myers.